Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be painting a Homer and Marge Simpson freestyle V-Day freestyle set. So I'm grabbing this color right here from Nail Reserve LA. It is the perfect yellow. It is a perfect yellow for Homer and Marge, so I didn't really need to mix anything into it. So I'm starting off with a white base because painting on top of a white base is always a good decision, especially if the character you're painting is going to be yellow because you really want it to pop and stand out. And I'm really glad I did this because it really does make all the difference. And I am starting off by painting Marge, so I'm going to just uh, do the method of color blocking. So I'm going to start off with the yellow. Any part of her that is yellow is what I'm going to be painting right now. So I'm doing her whole entire face and neck. And I'm already going to be including the swirls that I would do for her hair. I could have just made it rounded out, but this kind of helps me picture where everything's going to go. And I like making the shapes exactly like they're going to be when the finished product is done. So the hardest part for this, honestly, was getting the proportions exactly correct because I needed enough room for her eyes and for her nose to still show a little bit, especially when you're doing it on a nail like this. It's really hard, so that's why I like to paint on the middle finger because I have the most room here for the character. Even though I could make the character smaller, I really wanted to stand out, so I make it a little bit bigger. And yeah, so I'm just going ahead and paint and starting off with her face, and I'm kind of trying to map out where her eyes are going to go and stuff. But I believe I do end up needing a little more room, and I end up having to go back and clean it up. I just wanted to leave my mistakes in here so that you guys can see that I do have mistakes, and a lot of people think that I don't. So I just wanted to show you guys that I do have mistakes, and it is often where I have to go back and redo things because it is not perfect the first time around. And it's just because with characters, getting the proportions perfectly is always really difficult, especially when you're just beginning. But I have learned a lot watching a few of nailzbydev lives. She color blocks, and she also just tries to kind of really pay attention to where things are proportionately, like where the eyes are at, exactly how much space you have on the forehead, exactly how much space you have separating the nose and the mouth. That's a lot of things I struggle with a lot, especially the nose and mouth part. I feel like that's something I struggle with the most, so that's something I'm trying to work on with all my future characters. And also, like, the thickness of the neck was something to pay attention to with this character as well. If you make the neck super thin, it's not going to look proportionate or correct. Like the actual character, it's going to look off. So you can see here, I actually went ahead and wiped off the first front part of the face. And I'm so sorry if I get a little bit out of frame here, you guys. I know some people get really upset with that, but I had no idea that I was out of frame, and that's why I didn't really want to start recording my characters because it's really hard for me to draw the character and stay in frame at the same time. I'm not sure why. Like, I don't know why I struggle with that so much, but yeah, I think I just have to paint super close to the nail stand, and I literally have my face like super close to it. Like, I don't know if I need glasses or something. I don't know, but yeah. So right here, as you can see, it's looking way more proportionate. All I did was wipe off the top part because the eyeball was going to be way too close to the end of the nail, I think. So I went ahead and wiped it off, and now the eyeball is going to be more perfect so that you could actually see it. And then the nose is right there, and it all looks pretty good. So then here is the mouth part right here. So it is just going super stretched out. Like, she's doing a kissing face, so her lips are super stretched out. It's just like the animated part of the character where it looks super exaggerated. So I'm just making sure to really capture that and make it exactly like what she looks like in my inspo photo. And it is just a photo that I'm looking at from Pinterest, so I just went ahead and filled that in. And yeah, I'm pretty much done here now with this part. The only thing that I wish I would have done differently here, looking back, which is why I actually love recording my characters now, because I get to look back and see what I made a mistake on and see what I could fix up and pay more attention to in the future. I just wish I would have made the ear a little bit bigger and a little more circle-like a little bit rounder. So if I would have done that, it would have been almost perfect. So I'm really glad that I'm getting to fix my mistakes and look back on it. But now we're going to get started on Homer. So I think for Homer as well, I end up having to clean something up because I think I did it either a little bit too low. Yeah, I think I ended up doing a little too low. So here I'm starting to map out his face. So it's almost like you're just painting the silhouette and then filling it all in. That is the easiest way for me to describe it to you. But the hard part was that I couldn't make the bottom part of his face yellow. I don't really know what this part is called on his face. Like, is it his lips or his whole chin? I'm not really sure. It's very like weird, honestly, like really looking at it. But like the other part that's more brown, you guys will see in a second what I mean. But right here is where I noticed that I was not gonna have enough room for the whole face. It was gonna be way too low, or I don't know what I did wrong here. So I think I end up having to go back and fix that. Um because I couldn't fit the lips in or the nose really. So you can see here I just end up going in and erasing that, and I end up making it a little bit more proportionate. And anytime I'm erasing, quote unquote erasing, I just grab a little brush with some acetone on it. Acetone I just feel like cleans up way better than alcohol does, but I know you're only supposed to use alcohol because acetone can mess up your brushes. I totally get that, but nothing cleans better than acetone. So yeah. I'm so sorry, you guys. It is like 2 days after Valentine's Day, and I am sick again. Like, I don't even know how this keeps happening to me. Like, it's not even a joke at this point. Like, it's crazy how bad my immune system has gotten. I used to get sick like every once a year, and now I'm getting sick like so often, and I don't know why. So if you guys have any tips, like, I can only come to you guys. You guys are literally like my friends. Like, you guys help me with advice and stuff. If you guys have any advice on how to like keep your immune system good, like, let me know what I should do. I've been cooking at home. I cook like healthy meals, and I've been going to the gym, which is something I never do, but I feel like that's something I wanted to start doing for my health, and I've been going every single day, but now I'm sick, so I don't know. But um like, just like supplement wise or anything, what do you guys recommend? I take a daily vitamin too, so that's why I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. But yeah, I just wanted to tell you guys that. And so that way, if you guys hear my voice like sounding sick, that you guys understand I'm just sick again. Oh, it's so frustrating at this point. Like, I have to keep telling people that I'm sick, and it's just so frustrating because I feel like people think I'm lying or something. And the worst part is, I don't even go out, you guys. I don't go out ever. And I feel like everybody's getting sick right now. And I was already sick like literally 2 weeks ago, and now I'm sick again. But I feel like sicknesses are just going around, and it's crazy. Like, oh, it's so frustrating, honestly. And especially when you're someone like me that's at home 24/7. Like, I'm at home 24/7. I don't go anywhere except to the grocery store or to the gym. I don't go anywhere else. So that's why I'm just so confused. But yeah, anyway, off topic. Now I'm filling it in. So I went ahead and mapped out where his eyeball would be, and his nose. His nose didn't stick out too far because he's a little bit more at a front facing angle rather than super sideways like Marge is. So I went ahead and just filled it in, and then left the part where his mouth is going to be like that lighter brown color, and I left like the gap there, and then I'm going ahead and curing it. So Marge is already cured, and I went ahead to try to find a blue that would match her hair color. This blue matches pretty perfectly. Pool Party, and then I don't know what the other one is. Let me look at my colors to see. Um, I can't find it right now, but I will put everything I used in the description box, and of course all my colors are from Nail Reserve. You guys know I love this brand. Literally, their colors are amazing. They're like painting gels. Like, you can just see how pigmented they are while I'm painting these characters. So I'm counting out how many little swirls I'm gonna need for her hair. I don't know if these are swirls, but I'm just kind of trying to map them out so that I can fill it in, and I want it to be super precise. I didn't want to make the swirls super big and make it look off, or make them too small and make it look off as well. So I really wanted to make it precise, and now I'm going to be doing the ones right here by her face. So these ones as well, and I'm just kind of also trying to pay attention to how low her hair goes on her forehead. That's another proportion to pay attention to if you're going to paint Marge. But one thing about the Simpsons characters is they are very beginner friendly to paint. Honestly, it might seem a little bit difficult, but it's really not, especially if you're going to be if you want to try out the same ones I painted, because their eyes are not open, which makes it way easier for beginners I really wanted to do like them kissing, so their eyes are closed, which makes it way easier. If their eyes were open, you'll have to do like the whole precise circles, and that's where it gets really hard. So yeah, it's not too difficult right now because you don't have to do any of that if you wanted to try this. But now I'm going ahead and filling it all in her hair, and then I'm just going to fill it, and it's gonna look super, super cool. I feel like this color was pretty perfect for her hair. Now for Homer's mouth, I'm going to be taking this color called Beauty and the Nude. It is the most perfect color for his mouth part. So I'm going ahead right here and I'm doing this. It's like a very taupey type of nude, kind of dark, but just like that exact color I needed, like perfect. So that's why I love this Nail Reserves colors. They have so many shades and so many ranges of colors that there's just amazing. Like the fact that I already had this color on hand. So the steps to paint the characters is color blocking, like I said, and once you're done color blocking every single color you're going to need, then you're going to go ahead and go in with your liner gel and do all the line work. This is like the last step usually. This and highlighting would be the last step, so you're going to go ahead and just basically outline anything that is outlined in the color that you chose. So sometimes something also you should pay attention to with characters is what color they are outlined in. So sometimes characters will be outlined in brown, or a lot of them are outlined in black because they're characters, but a lot of them are also outlined in brown, specifically Disney characters, and different shades of brown. So you might want to have some brown liner gels on hand for that. My favorite liner gels, black and brown, are the nailzbydev ones. I have been using them and I love them, but this black one I've been using forever. It is the baddest black liner gel. It is so freaking good. Nothing compares. It is super, super, super pigmented. So I'm just going ahead and outlining her hair. And also something I forgot to mention, the brush that I'm using is a brush from Amazon that I actually customized and cut thinner. I think this is the same brush I used in my last video and like a few of my last videos. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and just painting with this, and it's really, really thin, so it's helping me get those super thin lines that I need. But another thing you want to pay attention to with characters is like the thickness of the lines with the characters. So sometimes characters will have super thick lines and sometimes thinner, and the brush you're using really depends on that. I tried using a thicker brush the other day for a character, and it just did not work at all for me. I think I'm just too much of a beginner maybe for that. I don't really know, or maybe the brush just doesn't work for me specifically, but may work for other people. But this brush is super thin because I customized it, and it works absolutely perfect and helps me get really thin lines. So I love this one. So after I did the hair, I did the ear and the little neck as well, and then I'm going ahead and kind of trying to do the eyeball part. So I'm gonna do like a half circle, I think is what I need, almost a full circle, and it's just gonna go like this, and then I'm going to try and clean it up because I kind of made a mistake right there. It needs to be way more rounded, and I kind of just made the line stretch out in a different way. So after I clean it up, I'm going ahead and just going back in and drawing the circle for the eye, but not the full circle. So like almost a little more than half circle, and then this line to make it look like it's connecting right here. And then now I'm going to do her eyeball part. So this is just the line showing that her eye is closed. And like I said, these characters' eyes these characters have their eyes closed, so it's very easy to paint them. It's not too difficult. And then eyelashes, of course, because she's a girl. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead and outline the nose and the mouth. So for the nose, it connects to the eye, and that is something I had to pay attention to as well. And then for the lips, they also connect kind of to the nose. So that's another thing I had to pay attention to, so I don't make the lips too far down and make it look weird, because I always do that. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and finishing up here. And then I actually realized after I was done with all this that I totally forgot one of her most important things, which is her necklace. Like, how did I forget that? I forgot to color block that, so I think I do end up adding it later. I just don't remember if I filmed it or not, but I do end up adding that. And I also stretch out her eyeline a little bit more, and as you can see, her ear is just a little bit too small. I noticed that right here, it just looks weird. So now I'm going to go back in and try to fix her ear and try to make it a little bit bigger, a little more rounded, a little more circle, and try to make it look more proportionate to the rest of her face. Her ear just looked way too small right here, so I just did not like how it looked at all. I'm going ahead and curing the rest of the lines I did before I do that though, so that I don't mess up any of my other line work that I did that I'm happy with. And while that's curing, I'm moving on to Homer. So I'm going ahead and doing his head first. I'm going to do the top of his head, and then I'm going to just trying to make the rounded out line, and then I'm going to do his little, I think this is like his eyebrow line, I'm not really sure, or just like a scrunch in his forehead. So I'm doing that part, and then his eyeball, of course. So eyeballs always intimidate me, honestly, because getting that circle is really, really difficult. But I would recommend when you're doing a circle, any type of circle, to use a longer brush, because any tiny brush or like short brush, you will definitely be able to see any little movement that your hand makes. If your hand shakes or anything like that, my hands shake a lot, so using longer brushes for circle type of lines will just really help me a lot. So yeah, and now I'm going to do his second eye, because for him, he has two eyes showing. Like I mentioned earlier, he's more facing forward rather than facing straight to the side like Marge is. So I'm going ahead and just doing his eye lines now. And this one also has like that kind of almost full circle type of look, but it's not actually connecting. And then his second eye line connecting right there. And yeah, I'm loving how it's coming together. It looks super good. Not too difficult. I did have to, fix some mistakes on some things, but so far so good. Very simple and easy to do. I totally recommend you guys try these characters out. Even different versions of painting them, I would recommend, because they don't have so much color blocking and so much detail that you have to do. So if you want to get into characters, this is a great family to start off with. You can paint any of them, and I feel like they'll all be fairly simple. So now I'm doing the mouth part, and a little bit of his neck was showing. I try not to worry too much about the very bottoms, because I do file my nails at the very end. If you guys watch me, you probably know that, but I do file my nails at the end to get the really nice crisp shape. So I don't worry too much about the bottom, because it's not going to really matter, because I file it anyway. So now I'm doing his little lips. I really want to make sure that you could see them and make sure they're puckered up, because he is kissing Marge. And then yeah, I just love it. So once I'm happy with the line work and everything, I'm going to go ahead and put it into cure. But I almost forgot these little lines for his little hair. I think he has two little pieces of hair on his head, so I just really had to make sure to get those in there as well. So now for the background of the characters, I knew for sure that I did not want to leave the background white. So I went ahead in with this really beautiful glitter pink. This was from my Beetles advent calendar, I believe, from this past Christmas. I really love it, but I do not unfortunately think that they don't sell it on their own, so that really sucks, because it is a really pretty hot pink glitter. But I just really wanted something pink and vibrant, something really just like cartoon vibrancy, you know what I mean? I didn't want it to be super subtle. I could have done like a really pretty glittery white or something like that, or like a shimmer, but I really wanted it to stand out. I wanted these character freestyles, I wanted to just have fun with them, so I wanted to go in all in with the colors. And I specifically made this set pink and red, so really going in, leaning into the Valentine's Day theme and just making it super cute. So I'm just going ahead and going into all the little crevices with my liner brush and making sure I get really in there with the glitter gel. And then once I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to go ahead and cure it. Now I'm going to go in with this color called I Slay on top of a kind of like cherry red color, and I'm going to be using this because it's a really beautiful glittery red. And I'm also going over it on the pinky where I put down some of Speeding Ticket by Nail Reserve. It is a really bright red, more like a cartoonish red rather than a cherry red like the other one. So I'm just going ahead and doing that. But the reason why the other one looks more cherry red was because I had went in with a cat eye gel and I thought I wanted that, but then I didn't like how it looked. I wanted to go in with glitter instead. So to get the same effect, I had to do the same thing again so it looks the same color. And it's totally fine that they're two different shades of red. Like I said, I wanted to have fun with it and just really do whatever. And for the thumb and the ring finger, I went ahead and used one of my favorite light pinks from Nail Reserve. This one is called Floating. And then there's another one that I really love called Baby Rose. Those are my two favorite light pinks. They're actually very similar, but they're just super pigmented. I love the pigment, like the pigmentation on these. Literally, this is just one coat and it looks amazing. But yeah, I really love it. And like I said, I really wanted to lean into the pink and red for Valentine's Day type of theme. So I'm just going ahead and doing this. And then I'm going to go ahead and cure it in the lamp for the full 60 seconds. When you're using very pigmented colors, you could even cure it twice just to make sure that it is fully cured. And something that's actually very crazy and shocking is I have never, not once, had any wrinkling with these gel polishes. Despite how pigmented they are, they have never wrinkled on me, not once, which is absolutely crazy. And no, this video is not sponsored. I just genuinely love the brand. And then now I'm going in with my nailzbydev top coat. This is the no wipe top coat, and I'm going ahead and cleaning off my character first. I know that a lot of people say not to clean your characters off. I've heard devs say this as well, but in my experience, the liner gel still smudged. Like I cured this 2 to 3 times, and it's still smudged on one of my last characters that I did when I used her top coat on top of it. I'm not saying it's her products that did it, but I'm just saying that no matter what it is if it's pigmented, it's probably going to smear. So I do go in and wipe my characters down with a little bit of alcohol and a lint-free wipe. Even if a little bit of a line gets messed up, I'll just go back and redo it. I'd rather do that than have it smudge underneath the top coat and have it cure like that without me noticing, because that'll ruin everything, rather than me wiping it off first, making sure I'm taking the precaution, and then not having any smudges later. That's just way more worth it to me. So yeah, I'm just doing that and going ahead and top coating and then curing it for 60 seconds, but 2 times to make sure it's all fully cured. Now I'm going in with my favorite part, which is the rhinestone application. So I knew for sure I wanted to make this one super blinged out. The person I'm making these for said that they do like glitter and rhinestones, so I was like, okay, I'm definitely going to be using glitter and rhinestones. So I'm going in with some charms as well. So I'm using this heart charm that I really love, and then I'm also going to be using some bigger rhinestones as well. So this heart charm just matches perfectly with this set because it's just like a love and it's so cute. So I love this charm, and because it's red, it matches perfectly with the other nails as well. And I'm going to be going in with some pink and red rhinestones. I believe these are SS12, and I'm just going to be using different sizes throughout the set, but then I'm going to go in with a circle rhinestone, this big circle, and it's really pretty. And then I'm going in with these little pink ones on the sides and the corners, and I'm just trying to have fun with it. But I definitely wanted to make this one stand out a lot because it is just so beautiful. And yeah, now I'm going in with this one, and then also, the rhinestone gel that I'm using in this video is the makartt rhinestone gel. I need to buy more because I'm completely out and I have more bling sets that I need to do, so I'm definitely going to be repurchasing. The only thing I noticed is that I like to make sure it's very cured, so I'll cure it like 4 times, honestly. I don't know if that's overkill, but I cure it a lot just to make sure that the gems do not fall off, because if any of the gel is uncured even a little bit, the gems will come off. So I always make sure to cure it as much as I possibly can. And then actually something I've been doing, which is kind of like, I don't know if this is good or bad, but I've been trying to like take the rhinestones off with my fingers at the end of every set when I use these big charms, because I like to make sure that my rhinestones and gems are not going to come off. So I like to like pretend like I'm taking them off. And this makartt rhinestone gel has actually been one of my favorites recently. Even though it didn't used to be one of my favorites, I just learned that I need to apply a lot of it and that I need to make sure it's fully cured. And I'm sorry if you guys heard that. My dog is growling at the Amazon driver outside, so yeah. Doing all these characters has really just shown me like what I need to work on, and it really is super important to just practice, because I never thought I was going to be able to do characters like this, even just as simple as Homer and Marge. Like I never thought I would be able to. And just going back and looking at what you can improve on or anything like that, like looking back at this set, I really wish I would have added some shading. If I was going to add shading on the set, I definitely would have added it with some jelly colors, like some jelly gel polishes, and I would have added some shading to Marge's hair and maybe even around their eyes or something like that with some yellow. So I, looking back, wish I would have done that. And it's just super inspiring to be able to go back and look at what you could improve on, because it just goes to show like practice makes perfect, and you cannot get anywhere without practicing and being consistent. So the fact that I got to do all these characters, I'm just super excited about, and I'm super grateful that I have people that are so supportive that would let me, you know, make these characters for them as well. And even though I'm just like barely beginning, I've had so much fun with it, and I can't wait to make way more characters and try out new ideas, because I love mixing characters with different types of like nails that are my style, like glam and really pretty and like delicate or like intricate designs. You know what I mean? I really want to mix characters with that type of look. So I just absolutely love the way this one turned out. And another thing I probably would have wanted to do differently is maybe add like a heart on top of Marge and Homer's head. That would have been cute too, like a hand painted heart. But nonetheless, I absolutely love how it's turning out so far. I've done so many characters. I already did Mulan. I did who else did I do? Meg and Hercules. I did the Winnie the Pooh, which is going to be probably next. I did Hello Kitty characters like Sanrio, and then I just did like so many other ones as well. And I also really want to do Jessica Rabbit. Even though Valentine's Day is over, I still want to do it because it's super cute. I really want to do that one. And the next one that I'm doing is Bugs and Lola Bunny. I think I'm going to film that one because I'm going to make it right after I'm done editing this video. So that one's going to be a super fun one to watch as well, because I've never painted them before either. All these characters I've done, I have never painted really before. I think the only one I painted once only was Winnie the Pooh, and that's it. And other than that, I haven't done any of these characters. So it is definitely a learning process for me, and I love to share my tips and tricks with you guys, especially if you are also learning to do characters or that you want to learn. And now to go all around my rhinestones once they're cured, I go in with this liquid gummy jelly. This is from enailcouture. It's just like a little liquid thing with like a little tube. And this helps me really get in the crevices of the rhinestones to ensure that I can block off any spaces where like your hair can get caught or anything like that. This especially helps with charms. So I went ahead around the charm as well. I just didn't film that part. But then once that's all cured, I'm going ahead and applying my top coat. So this is the Beetles gel top coat. This is the glossiest top coat that I always use for all of my sets. Only for characters, I specifically use the nailzbydev one because I feel like her top coat is just meant for characters. It really makes sure that there's no bubbles or anything, and this top coat from Beetles does have a little bit of bubbles, so I don't like to use it on characters, but I like to use it for absolutely everything else. So yeah, I'm just going ahead and using this on all the nails and making sure I get a very even coat and securing those rhinestones in, making sure I also just, you know, get super tight around the stones so that there's no extra gappage. So because this is my last and final layer of the set, what what I will generally do is I will go ahead and cure this up to 3 more times. I know, like I said earlier, that's a little bit excessive, just to make sure, but I do it just to make sure all the extra gel is super cured, like the rhinestone gel, the gummy jelly, and then also the top coat. And then once that's all done, I always go in and file, and this is the finished result. I absolutely love this set. It is definitely for anyone that loves glam nail sets and has like a fun sense of humor and likes fun nails. I absolutely loved making it, and I'm so excited to show you guys my next one, which is going to be Winnie the Pooh. That one turned out absolutely incredible, so stay tuned for my next video, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye.